Hi guys, James Wilson Taylor here for Rock Sound. It's the latest of our video calls. We've been chatting to everyone while we're all at home at the minute, and I am delighted to say from Dolezal, we got Sydney and Meghan on the line. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yes, surviving in the strangest of times. And we'll start this off in the way we've started all these, which is to say, of course, I hope you guys and the band and all your loved ones, you're staying safe, you're staying well in these very, very odd times we find ourselves in. Just generally, outside of music, how have you guys been kind of finding your time recently? What you've been doing to occupy yourselves?
I got a new job and was able to move out of my parents' place. So
First of all, congratulations then. There we go.
I'm like adulting the shit out of life right now. So that's a bit weird, you know. I thought being in the music industry, I never had to grow up. So this is kind of weird.
Yeah. That's definitely a blessing. I've been able to save up a bunch too, so that's really nice. But I got a second job. I work at a donut shop now, so fabulous. Like
nice.
4:30 in the morning.
She used to hate donuts too.
Yeah,
so this is a blessing in disguise.
Oh yes, I've been converted now because I feel like I just kind of had to be converted.
Yeah.
But it's like 4:30 in the morning shifts, like, you know, just really doing it. You know, it just might as well, you know.
No, of course. I think that's great to see people doing that as well, though, because, you know, we've got to all diversify and actually have ways to occupy our time right now when, you know, the fun things like shows aren't really happening. That's good. Quick one before we go any further then. What's the donut of choice? Come on, let's give them a plug, shall we?
Okay, so the donut shop is called The Local Donut, and my favorite is there's a matcha green tea mochi donut. Oh man, so good. It is like their mochi donuts are you can't even find them anywhere else in Arizona. So
yeah. Very nice, very nice. Well, yeah, we should say you guys are in Arizona now. Just before we were starting, you were saying, of course, you've just actually been out to LA. I take it was that 4-band stuff. You guys have been finally able to kind of get together.
Yeah, well, so we went out about 3 months ago and just wrote a bunch with a bunch of different producers. We kind of called it producer speed dating, and ended up writing a ton of music. But this last 10 days, we went to record a couple of singles. So we picked 2 songs out of those fucking 14, I think.
Yeah.
For singles. So we got those done and then wrote a couple more. And so yeah, super stoked on it.
Man, exciting times ahead. I mean, I know you won't want to give away too much, but what kind of people were you working with? What can you ttell us about this new stuff then?
We're working with Zach Tush. Zach Tush is our dude. He's our producer for, you know, these last 2 singles, and, you know, we're probably gonna rope him in for the record, hopefully. And
he did Movement's record.
Yeah, he did. He's done some really cool stuff.
But the one before.
And then So, and then we had for just general guitar assistants, we had our friend Max, since Alex and Nicole are kind of preoccupied doing a lot of stuff right now at home. But yeah, so really cool people working with.
Yeah.
Nice. Felt like some productive sessions then. That sounds really positive.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. It felt really good to get back out there and do more music, just because it's like sitting at home these last few months, but even just between that month we spent out in LA and this last 10 days, I was like, where's the music?
Yeah, I know.
And so that was good. And now again, I'm like, where is it?
I know. Back at home, we're like, go back, I want to write more.
Oh man, yeah. How does it work then with you guys? Because do you all live vaguely near each other? Obviously, you guys are in the same state, but is it easy enough for you guys to get together or write remotely in these in between times? How does it generally work?
Well, so it's kind of really just been Meghan and I writing right now. So, and we live super close. Nicole has moved to LA and stuff. So it's just a bunch of, it's just been a bunch of us.
Yeah, we kind of just take control of the creative process, and it's always kind of been more like that anyway. So we just kind of we'll just
full tilt.
We'll just do it us too. And so
that's good. No, getting things done. That's great. Well, let's catch up a little bit when we talk about new music, because obviously last time we talked, the record had kind of just come out. The last record, Love Is Dead and We Killed Her. I guess the initial question is, how are we reflecting on that? Seems to have gone down really well with the fan base. Great live following, building up, lots of exciting support slots and tours and all that stuff. Now building to a new record. Yeah, looking back, what are the highlights? How do you feel about that particular campaign and that record?
I like that record a lot, specifically because not only do the fans love it, but the fans have coined their own term for themselves, the Rat Pack, just from all of this stuff centered around the rat thing. I know, because we centered the album art around rats, and then we were like, fuck it, rat merch, and then everyone was like, we are the Rat Pack, because we started calling our our touring crew the Rat Pack, and then we were like, fuck it, everyone's the Rat Pack. And so I think that was one of my favorite parts, other than obviously the music, but like the fact that the community was able to come together under this like really fun name, like it was like, and just like coin this like not just fan base, but just like name for everyone was just really
we
cool.
also like as soon as the record dropped, like we got to tour with like Newfound Glory, so that was like a huge like, you know, it just set us on like the path of just to, you know, chase it, and then we're gonna go on tour with Anti-Flag, but then
you know
everything happened. So
yeah, it'll come back round, man. It's all right. It will get there in the end for sure. But I did want to ask about the Newfound Glory shows in particular, because I always find it interesting when it's a band at your level and you're suddenly playing these bigger rooms and with these bands that presumably you've now kind of followed for a few years and know their material well. What do you learn on those bigger tours? What are the takeaways when you're playing to a crowd that isn't yours, but it's a big room and it's a big band like that?
You have to learn how to command a crowd that's not yours. You know, you have to learn to just find ways to just be genuinely yourself, and no matter how the crowd reacts too. Because it's like, if you're sitting up there focused on trying to get the crowd to react, that's when you're going to fail. You know, you have to be up there and have as much fun as you can on stage, because then the people will follow, you know, because that's really what they're there for at the end of the day. They're there to be entertained. And if you're not having fun, they're not having fun. And we'll have mixed reactions too. Like most of the time people are like stoked and into it, but some of the other times we'll like play our song like Punch a Nazi, and then there'll be people in Florida that are like, screw you, and then we're like, well, screw you back, sir. It's okay. So it's literally just like we just had to become even more genuinely ourselves, you know, like, because obviously going into it we were already like, we're Dolezal, this is who we are, like whatever, but playing for that big of a crowd every single night, that's like not our crowd. It was like we had to really like hone in on it and not lose sight of who we are. But at the end of it was just really dope too, because like we got to know the guys in Newfound Glory, and I'm sure if we would have been on tour with Anti-Flag, we would have gotten to know them too. But just random tidbits of information end up getting passed back and forth that is just like priceless. So it's tight.
Oh, it's cool to hear. It's always great to see that when you kind of are able to have those experiences. And Anti-Flag will happen at some point. We don't know when it will happen. All these kind of things.
Literally like, it's been put in emails, it's been pushed back like so many times, like, because initially it was like same time next year, we'll see ya, and then it was like maybe a few months after, and then it was like, how about next winter? And we're like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, everyone in the same boat, man. At least, you know, it will happen at some point. We'll stay
at some point.
Stay hopeful. My God. In terms of the record then itself, like reflecting on that a little bit, as you've now started writing new music and kind of working on whatever's going to come next, what stayed the same? What changed from the actual writing and recording process? Have you changed anything up this time? What were the fundamentals there?
The biggest change is that it's really just been Meghan and I. Like the other girls have had, you know, like their ear in it a little bit and their hands in it a little bit, but a lot of it's been Meghan and I, and our friend Max, who came in to help us with a little bit of guitar. But it's just been a lot of like trying to hold on to what Dolezal is, but also being like, we're gonna just kind of make music that we like, you know, because we also, when we went producer speed dating, we wrote a lot of different music, which was really dope, because that's always what we've kind of been, is just super diverse in terms of sound. And so that was really fun to like really be able to embrace the fact that we love sounding different from song to song, but picking one producer, we're going to be able to like put everything in the same wheelhouse, but still have that diversity.
Yeah, make it sound cohesive.
Yeah, but I think this record, we really focused on trying to really just make music that we want to make, and say things that we feel like need to be said.
Yeah, always a good place to start right there. And it sounds like you're saying singles already recorded or looking to release as singles. Is that the way you think you're going? Is there going to be standalone singles before a record, or are you thinking like, is this all leading to an album? I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say. What can we talk about?
No, you're good. It's the plan is, you know, the plan is to release a couple singles and then at some point go back and do the record. But I just, you know, I want the fans to have more music. I want to give them something. I want to give them something to watch, something to listen to, something to remind them that we're still here. I promise we're still here, you know, like we're still actually doing things. And it also like sucks to like, it like hurts to not be putting new stuff out as a creator. I'm like, I need to be putting stuff out. I need to be entertaining. I need to be like showing people that I'm still here, I'm still like doing what I love, and that I'm not losing hope, so they shouldn't, you know. But the plan is a couple singles, and then at some point a record that we want to release around maybe some sort of shows. I don't know.
Yeah, or at least just some sort of live streams that we can, like, you know, show them off and kind of show new Dollskin. So
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention things like live stream stuff because that's something we've talked about with everybody when we've been doing these. Everyone's trying to adapt. Like you say, we can't get out on the road. We can't see all that kind of stuff. It's about maintaining those connections with the fans. How have you guys found that? I know you are quite active online and obviously, you know, with the Rat Pack and all that kind of thing, really keeping them up to date. But has that changed at all? Has that kept growing for you guys over these last few months?
Hold on. You froze for a second.
Oh, sorry.
We got like last half of that question.
Last half of that question. I will go for it again. Basically, how have you guys adapted in terms of the amount of stuff you do online? I know you've always been very active with that fandom, but presumably over these last few months, you've wanted to hit that more and more, right?
Yeah, a couple of our street team leaders ended up making a Discord server. Because I talked about it in like a live stream or whatever on just the Dollskin Instagram or something. I talked about wanting to make a Dollskin Discord, but I don't know jack shit about Discord, so they ended up doing it for me, which was super sick. And so it's still a big community of people that just kind of like chat throughout the day. Just people with shared interests and stuff. There's a couple different chats for super specific things or whatever, but it's really uplifting, really supportive. And we hop on there every once in a while, but it's been a little bit hard recently with going to LA and like trying to like focus on our other stuff. But I
feel like that's been like a one like really crucial thing that's like kept everyone still like together, but also still like in their own way paying attention and kind of keeping up with us as like we grow as a band. Like, and that's hard too, because, you know, it's not a guarantee that everyone's like going to stick around as you grow as a band, but people like our fans have just been so wonderful.
So wonderful. It's like, and so I try to go live on like Instagram and stuff a lot. Now that I'm back home, I want to go live on Twitch again. Because I finally got all my stuff reset up. Yeah. But it's like, it's really hard, but like, it's also with modern technology, it's really easy to stay in touch. You know, it's like with all the different ways to live stream and to connect, it's like we are very, very lucky to be living in the day and age that we do now with all of this happening. Cause it's like, there's so like, I could launch a plane with this. Like I can literally like, there's nothing I can't do with this fucking piece of technology. So.
Yeah, genuinely. Thank God for that level of tech, because like it does allow you guys to have so many more options than even like if this had kicked in 3 years ago, like the amount of extra stuff you can do and connect with the fans away. And I take it that will continue. Like you say, live stream shows, potentially an idea. Have you guys got any other ideas of how you want to get the new music out there?
Mainly live stream shows. I was thinking about like, I've been throwing things around in my head. Obviously I have to work out ways to actually make it happen, but I want to start trying to connect with other artists and stuff and do like joint live streams where we just like talk about where we're at and stuff. Cause obviously we do interviews with like interviewers and stuff, but like, I feel like artist to artist, like kind of conversations are something that like fans would love to see. Cause they normally see us on tour, like hanging out with other artists. So it's like, what if they just see us chatting, you know? Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, no, I'd be excited to see. Have you got anyone in particular you would like to talk to in that way? I mean, obviously, like we say, you've toured and played festivals with so many people and got friends in the industry. Yeah, anyone on that
list?
There's
a few friends I want to chat with. I have recently made friends with the Nova Twins.
They are so great. So great.
So badass.
Yeah, cool.
I am literally obsessed with them recently. I'd love to talk to like Toby from Trash Boat, because we hung out with him a few times on tours and stuff. I'd love to talk to I'm spacing on a bunch of names, but
Jason
Butler, who I'm happy to say is a buddy of mine. They have fucking The Fever has new music coming out, and so I'm like, let's talk about it. I would love to, but you know, it's all stuff that I since I'd like just got home, I haven't really initiated yet, but it's an idea.
Yeah, hey, no, it's a good idea to have. Very, very good idea to have. Makes sense. Let's talk a little bit, because I mean, without getting too depressive on the subject, you guys are using your platform very well to talk about a lot of serious things happening in the world, which is always nice to see, and we always respect that. And I know that always channels into your music. As much as I don't want to mention Mr. T, as I'll call him, and all those horrible, horrible things going on in the world right now, I imagine the current situation has perhaps fed into your music because you guys do like to talk about what's going on in the world and things that you care about. How has that fed into what you've been writing, what you've been thinking about moving forward for the next stuff?
It's hard because I've also had a lot of like personal stuff that's been going on that I feel like I wrote a lot about, a lot more emotional things that honestly have been more or less triggered by everything going on in the world today. And being, you know, a white person, it's like hard to really have that big of a say on what's been going on politically, just because it's like hard to figure out how to word it more as an ally rather than speaking over Black voices. And so if anything, like we want to focus on stuff that we know that we like, that we know and stuff, and then amplify Black voices that are talking about it being personally affected. Because it's just like we tried writing a song about it, and then we were like, this just feels like it doesn't feel like we should be singing about this. You know, it's not our thing to sing about. If anything, we need to amplify Black voices talking about it. Because it's like, I don't know, as an ally, it's like, what do I say other than like try to keep the conversation going? So
no, I think that's absolutely right attitude to have. Support the conversation and really push it forward, and yes, give a voice to people who have that and needs that platform to go with it. That makes perfect sense to me, for sure.
And not like pretend like I know what it feels like.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. And it's also like, as soon as people see on a platform such as yourselves, then there's fans out there who will really appreciate and respond to that and know that it's a good thing to have there. No, that's a very good attitude to have. So then I guess moving forward, God, it's such a ridiculous question. What are the aims moving forward? We don't know. The world's on fire. But when things start to get back to normal, we know the Anti-Flag tour we want to see happen at some point soon. Right. I think you're meant to be coming back to the UK as well, right? I mean, keeping our fingers crossed, but that's the plan still, right?
Yeah,
we're doing a slam dunk. That is
it's still in the books.
Yeah, that's still in the books. It's already got rescheduled. We're doing a tour with confidence around that, which is like our third tour with them or something.
I can't wait to hang out with them again.
And then, you know, we had the Anti-Flag tour, but then we also had our headlining tour that was surrounding that also got canceled. So hoping to get those dates also, you know, rescheduled, because that was the week that we had on our headlining tour was like the coolest thing ever, because we were like, for me personally, I feel like we were seeing like the fruits of our labor come into
numbers,
you know, like
numbers start to come in. That,
and I thought it was so freaking cool, and it was just fun. So,
and we were supposed to finally go back to the Pacific Northwest after like 3 years of not going there for some reason, and then COVID was like, how about wait another year? Like, wait 4 years before going back to the fucking Pacific Northwest. We'll be getting back there
at some point.
At some point, it will come. It will come at some point, man. Well, guys, I mean, it's always great to catch up with you. All the best to you. Looking forward to new music. Sounds like sooner rather than later, so that's very, very exciting. And yes, we will remain hopeful, and we look forward to seeing you in the UK when those things come. But for now, stay safe, guys, and all the best to you guys and the rest of the band, all right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You stay safe, too.
All right, great to see you guys. Dolezal, everybody.